Here, we'll be looking at more active severe weather across the South, and again, there could be tornadoes across sooner regions that just got impacted by the recent tornadoes, and we'll see some storms again. This will also be another multi-day outbreak across the region with a rare day 5, 30% risk somewhere in the region, which we will be looking at in today's video. So heading straight into the 15% risk that's been highlighted for portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. And then for day 5, we're looking at a day 15% risk at least across southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, and Tennessee, and Alabama. And then also we got most of Mississippi and the rest, as well as Louisiana, the eastern fringes of Texas, and much of Arkansas. Then the 30% here we're seeing across north central Louisiana, southeastern Arkansas, and west Mississippi. We also have a day 6 15% risk that's been highlighted for the same severe threat that's also been posted for days 4 and 5. So for day 6, we're looking at the 15% risk situated across Virginia and parts of the Carolinas, extending from northern South Carolina and central North Carolina. For the hazards, we're looking at all hazards. But of course, the biggest threat will be on day 5, which would be Wednesday. It will be lower on day 6, which would be Thursday. So again, day 4 is the threat is kind of evolving with the Gulf moisture heading inland into the Central Plains for day 4. And then as a line of storms, it will continue to advance across the south central U.S. and the lower Mississippi Valley, and perhaps in the Ohio Valley on day 5, Wednesday. And then day 6, we see the threat advance into mid-Atlantic and East Coast regions on day 6, Thursday. So why not just go look at the models right now and see what's going to be happening with all this. We're going to be looking at, for now, there's really not much to say about, but heading in the next week, it starts to kind of become different. And then we do see these intense storms that are beginning to develop Tuesday evening. So the Tuesday threat's basically mainly in the night hours. The storms will advance, and it could be pretty far to the north, if you ask. Because it seems like it could be as far north as where the low tracks would be, like northwest Illinois. It could be also be like throughout, like really northern Illinois. It could be even the Chicagoland area, and then it shows like northern Indiana getting a little bit of it too. So that's really something that's really kind of something to talk about because it could be pretty far north, if anything. But the main threat will, of course, be down here in the south again. But we could be seeing storms over here, probably especially across Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. We see these severe basically. And then about Wednesday afternoon, you see this really intense line. It just goes from like basically central Indiana and all the way down through the Gulf Coast and southeastern Louisiana. And then these storms will continue to advance and eventually weaken as we head into Wednesday night. So it'll be about like Thursday morning, the storms will have weakened, and then they'll have officially moved out by the time we head into, say, later around Thursday morning, possibly into the early afternoon. And then we're also going to be looking at, of course, the setups as we always do. We look at is the instability and how much is there. So we're just going to go skip ahead Monday, Tuesday, where we're seeing that begin to go into the central United States. There will be instability. They'll be building all the way as far north as Nebraska, Iowa. But of course, we'll also see that Cape also go along down to the south as well. Then the main area of Cape will become across south again. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee could all be looking at some moderate instability, especially in the darker blues, where we see some kind of moderate instability that's over there. But there could be some leftover energy or instability available for even as far north as northern Illinois, which could potentially fire some isolated scattered storms, but I'm not sure if it'll be severe yet. But for the lingering threat on Thursday, there will be some leftover instability there as well in the mid-Atlantic, and it could be as far north as Pennsylvania, possibly southern New York State, and it'll run down the East Coast from there. So yeah, again, the darker blues are we're seeing higher instability, which we would be that would definitely be enough to trigger some severe weather, probably. And then we're going to be looking at also some of the other aspects of severe weather, which was one of the other things we do look at here is the shear to see how much is available, and will also contribute to potential severe weather that could be occurring, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Tuesday side, of course, will be mainly through the night. We do see there's a good amount of a shear right over there. I'd say like upwards of 60, possibly 70 knots, which would be very a decent amount for those winds to really get down to the surface. So along with that, we do see the damaging wind potential and even some tornado activity with the storms as well. Advancing through Wednesday, we do see that we'll see like a great amount of shear there as well, and it will be lingering into Thursday. Of course, this is about when the storms begin to move off the shore. So at this point, it's kind of quieted down for now. But of course, it's not over when we're coming down to looking at the ingredients, because we're also looking at just how favorable the supercell composites could be. So now we're looking at the supercell map, which indicates it's mostly for like supercells, but it can also really indicate overall the threat of severe weather occurring. But as you can see, these values are starting to get pretty high across parts of Louisiana and Mississippi. And you can see there's like values of some of them are like 10 plus, which is really conducive for severe weather, which would probably be more like a slight enhanced risk we have right now. It will also be kind of the same thing, except less than what we're about to see Wednesday. And this is Tuesday night again. So yeah, in the blues, we're seeing like 5 to possibly 10. That would mainly be across Kansas and Oklahoma. But of course, the severe threat could correspond with as Iowa, and possibly eastern Nebraska, and probably even Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. But of course, the threat area progresses eastward throughout the period, so it's also going to change with the time. Obviously, Thursday's threat is going to be weaker than we were seeing on Tuesday and Wednesday, so these values are kind of really low compared to the past few days as well. Well, yeah, past few days we've been seeing active severe weather, and then so yeah, the Thursday's values will be definitely lower than what we've been seeing for the past couple days again. Really low compared to those days. And yeah, so values may reach up to 5 in some areas of the Mid-Atlantic. Not looking like much of a widespread weather threat beyond then, because it is also expected to move offshore at that point. So it really makes no difference because eventually it's just going to end for now. And things really just kind of start to calm down after that across the country. Although Florida could get some more activity and there could be some more storms heading into central United States, but we can't really get too excited into that just quite yet, because this is all pretty far out, and while this looks like easy to really overhip and would be equivalent to Mount risk, again, this isn't for like at least another week or two, and we're not going to start really talking about it for quite a while, really, unless risks begin to get issued well ahead of time on the swim center looks. So yeah, I'll have more details coming on the next video, and also talking about this on Monday's briefing. It could also be said Sunday, but I'm really not sure what day it's going to be, so I'm going to have to let my brain kind of decide, because it tends to be like foggy with every kind of decision, really. But other than that, have a good day, and stay